Okay, so Lucian Ephemerals is a deck that we've tried a few times in the past that felt a little bit medium because of just kind of the power level or the cohesiveness of what was going on. That being said, we got a new card in this third set that I think is really powerful, and we've seen this card pop up in a lot of different Shadow Isles decks. So Stalking Shadows here says pick a follower from the top 4 cards of your deck, you draw it, and then you create an ephemeral copy of it as well. So the ephemeral copy plays into our ephemeral sub-theme here, which are one of our champions, Hecarim, explicitly cares about. He levels up when you've attacked with 7+ ephemerals, and then his leveled mode gives all your ephemerals extra attack. He summons ephemerals when he attacks, and then ephemerals also play well with Lucian, one of our cheaper champion, who levels when he's seen 4+ allies die. Now, one thing I'm not too certain on looking at this deck right now is the numbers on the bottom end of our deck here are kind of all over the place. We've got like 2 Fleet Feather Tracker, 1 Bark Beast, 1 Ravenous Butcher, a couple of Fading Memories. So I feel like one of my goals throughout this set as we play is like trying to clean up some of these details here. I know personally, Fading Memories is a card I've been pretty whelmed by in the past. However, explicitly playing it with Cursed Keeper can be good, so I'm interested to keep an eye on, like, is this a card that ends up being useful for us in this set, or is this potentially something we could cut to fill in, like, extra Bark Beasts and Fleet Feather Trackers? The rest of the deck is just, like, quality Shadow Isle cards that care about things dying, like Neverglade Collector to drain. We've got Blighted Caretaker, which I think is probably one of the best 3-drops in Shadow Isles. So when you play this, it kills one of your things to summon 2 saplings, and then saplings have Challenger. So this is a card that generates a lot of board control the turn it comes down. It gives you things that die, it creates ephemerals, it slices, it dices, it does everything we want to do in this deck. So let's go ahead and jump on into some games here with this and see how it goes. So, like, the problem with playing Morcenas in this archetype, Dr. Mr. Punny, is that she's kind of mediocre when we don't have Lucian out specifically. Now, maybe getting up to 2 Cena so we can find her more consistently with Encroaching Shadows, or Stalking Shadows could be good. Like, finding Cena with Stalking Shadows to have an ephemeral Cena to level Lucian sounds very reasonable. Couple of Fleet Feather Trackers here to start against Johnny Swain, probably a mid-range deck. He's let us have an aggressive start here, which is nice. If it's right, it might be right to bank this 2 mana and then like Stalking Shadows into Doombeast next turn to start. I suppose I could Fading Memories and then Doombeast. I'm just gonna hit him for 4. See what they do.
Come on in.
Just gonna burn a mana here. I think I want to wait on this, so this way if I find that they're Doombeast with the next turn, I can play it, or I can just play this one out.
This one's on the house.
In the box. Huh? I think I'll take a Blighted Caretaker. It's a tough choice. Avalanche. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it could be right to take Cena too, just because she's an individually high quality card. Nailed it. We have guests. So I'm asking about card choices. So if you're new to the stream, a lot of the decks we play here are viewer submissions. So starting with this deck is card for card, something someone sent me to play. We'll probably iterate on it a little bit as we play through, but I tend to try and start with exactly what someone sent in. I know which one is Ephemeral. If you see here, it says Stalking Shadows on the left side. I do really think that they should probably add some kind of mouse overlay to show you what's what would be nice. So this will trade here, but I think that's fine because we push 2.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
No, I don't want to play the regular Cursed Keeper, Dr. Mr. Punny, because I've got a ton of Blighted Caretakers. Like, I've got no shortage of ways to kill this thing. Yeah, I agree. I saw that. Giving it some kind of, just any kind of hue is good. Some mana cost on a sapling. 2, 1, 1.
Fear the power you do not see.
Okay, so swaying levels here. We're gonna try and close this game out quickly. We're still pretty far off of Hecarim. We've only attacked with one Ephemeral so far. A little awkward. Yeah, second avalanche is pretty rough.
Justify yourself.
Okay, well, they didn't have a burn spell for this at least. Glass half full.
After the battle.
So they misclicked. 3 opponent's deck. Just Freljord Noxious mid-range. So we're gonna take 7 on an attack from this.
Leave them nothing. I will break them. Lovely day for a battle. Teeth big as tombstones.
I mean, Avalanche is just a good card, as demonstrated by the fact that, like, we've gotten stuffed in a dumpster by it. We might kill them with... Neverglade Collector triggers here, so they don't have a Calling Strike. Are they dead? This is Ephemeral, so they're dead, right? Because this is gonna deal 4. They're taking 4 here, and this will deal 4 as well. So if they can't kill this, they die. They need a Calling Strike to kill Neverglade Collector. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, still dead. Because this is ephemeral, it's lethal. Nice. Sick. Sick game. We got souls, man. Collecting them up. Collect the souls. Yeah, that's true. Tavern Keeper would have beat us there, too. They would have had a second one of those. Kalista, Elise, how do we feel about Neverglade Collector here? Neverglade Collector is good when we get to it, but it's slow. For people that are new to the channel, I hold you to the same standard when it comes to criticizing my opponent's decks that it comes to criticizing mine. So, if you want to say constructive and specific things about reasons why you don't like my opponent's deck, whether it's metagame or card choices that they made, that's great, so you can, like, help people learn. But don't just, like, say deck's bad or come in and crap on their deck choice. You're gonna see more of this as the format matures, where people go back to playing decks that were good previously on the ladder, that just, like, they stopped playing for a little bit because they wanted to play with target cards. Our hand is super awkward here to start. Alright, fine. Do this at least. They're probably not blocking, right? So I'll check. Deal. They only have 1 mana, so I don't have to worry about Vile Feast here. Not Doom Beast, more like mildly bad news beast. Poor Doomy boy.
We could use a bite.
Gosh, I'm just passing here, aren't I? That hasn't been my experience, Snark. I think Ash to Johnny is still very reasonable. Can we just play this now that we drew it? Oh, yeah. Remembrance has a 40% chance of rolling a... Has a 40% chance of rolling a challenger card now. I am not going to challenger Elise here because I don't want to lose this to a Fury in the North. Would much rather eat their baby here. Why not reduce the cost by playing and attacking that turn? Because I want better value out of this. I have this Neverglade Collector in my hand, and my life total is low. So I would ideally like to get some kind of blocking value. I think just like attacking for 3 there with this isn't good enough. Like this is much better. Perfect. So I get to go Bark Beast into Doom Beast straight 2 here. Yeah, correct. Agree with that, it's mid. It's still playable, but it's not just like head and shoulders above everything else, which is a good thing.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
How do we like just slamming with Hecarim this turn? I think I'm kind of into it. So I could slam with Hecarim, or we drew this. I don't hate this. I go like this into Hecarim. Or like this into Neverglade. Start here. See what they do.
We weren't expecting callers.
So they can They Who Endure kill me next turn, which sucks. We're drawing a lot of cards here. So ordering on attackers matters in this game. So it's going to be important that I sequence it so I hook this Neverglade Collector first, so that way it dies before anything else dies. So that way I don't take drain damage from these. I don't think we can beat They Who Endure here. They've had a lot of stuff die this game, so he's gotta hope to fade it, I think. They Who Endure, for people that are new, is a 7/7, or is a 7 cost 1/1 that gets 1/1 bigger for everything you've had die in the game. Really powerful piece of top end of the opponent's archetype. Yeah, the 4/5 Challenger Dragon is very good. I have a, I've been playing a Lux Asoul control deck off stream a little bit that plays 3 of the Skies card in the main. And it plays 3 of this to enable the Skies. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Panda. Yeah, it's great. Oh, I don't have a sweating emote. What a punt. I need to get rid of Swoon and put a sweating emote in here. Excuse me, you don't have a They Who Endure. Deal. Snap it off. What's the Skies card? The deal 15 to everything on the opponent's side. That gets, it costs 15, but gets cheaper for each dragon or celestial you control.
A tribute to the spider.
Lovely day for a battle.
So they were playing around. Oh, it's only a 12/12. Okay. It's only a 12/12, he says.
Everyone's a garden.
This is actually less deadly than I was expecting it to be.
Off we go. I will end you first. Give them a chance. Face death. First for slaughter. I will end you first.
I really wanted to kill this, but I don't think that's going to be possible here. Because I have to block here. I think it's right to keep Hecarim.
So young.
Because then I die to Elise. Elise has Fearsome.
Oh yes, she does our visitors. anyone the garden.
Oh, that's a good point. If I block, if I trade off the Hecarim, I didn't think about that. This isn't quite going to level yet, right? It's really unfortunate. I don't think I have a shark in the bin. No, I don't, unfortunately. If I had a shark, Hecarim would level, that would be great. If I had a shark, I could kill they who endure, right? Getting to hook their Neverglade up front is great.
You have earned your fate.
Is there a combat trick here? Yeah, I just can't beat that one.
My saplings.
Close game. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, they had a second Everglade, which was tough. We couldn't buff ourselves up enough. Oh, I forgot. I was like, I thought I wanted to change something. I want to change my emote board, so I need a sweating emote. Gotta have a sweating emote, chat. Gotta let them know when you're nervous. Kalista Sajani. I definitely don't want Hecarim in my opener. I'm gonna mulligan the second Fleet Feather Tracker, look for something to enable the Cursed Keeper. Perfect. Perfect.
What's that noise? No.
Is F2K mainly a Runeterra streamer team, or is it a mix? They're mainly a card game streamer team.
Get in my way.
So they have the largest Runeterra streamer in Mogwai on the team, and they have the largest Magic the Gathering streamer in Crokies on the team. And they have a number of large Hearthstone streamers as well. And then a bunch of us other smaller people that play various card games as well.
For reavers. Light the signal fire.
Some non-card games. Some non-card games also, but mostly card game folks. So this levels when he sees 4 things die. So this next turn with these challengers is going to be really good. Would you recommend getting into streaming if I only really enjoy TCGs or CCGs? I would only recommend getting into streaming if you think you'll enjoy streaming. The brutal reality of streaming is that, like most entertainment industry jobs, most people who stream won't make a living doing it. The fact that I have 700 people here almost watching me puts me in, like, the top fraction of a percent of people who stream on Twitch. I think streaming's a lot of fun, and I think if you would have fun streaming, you should take a crack at it, but...
There you are.
Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Piggy.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Okay, so these 2 things dying is going to level Lucian, which is sick. So Lucian's gonna gain double attack here, which is lovely. Deal. Is that a deal? Do I single combat? They're down to 2 cards here. I think I single combat to deny the 2 draws, right? Yeah, there was a chart that went around that said you were in the top 8% of streamers if you had 5 average concurrent viewers. If you have 5 average concurrent viewers, it puts you in the top 8% of all Twitch streamers. The majority of people that stream on Twitch stream to little or no people. They're mostly talking to an empty room. I also think, I'm like, you know, I'm a realist. I understand how the world works. There's a lot of people on Twitch that, like, being successful on Twitch doesn't necessarily mean you're doing a better job than people who aren't successful. It just largely means that, like, you are kind of in the right place or the right time. You can't. The industry is basically impenetrable for people who don't have an in from somewhere else. So, like, for example, me personally, I got my start streaming on Twitch with my initial audience because I did well in a lot of large Magic tournaments. But I mean, even YouTube's difficult to impossible to break into. Jeff's a Twitch billionaire. I make low 6 figures. Like, I live comfortably off the money I make here, and I'm grateful to have this as a job. But I am not a Twitch billionaire, no.
Everyone's a garden.
Yeah, just like, and when people ask about that, I always tell them, like, you know, just think about how you personally use Twitch, right? Most people that use Twitch come in and only look at people who are in the top 4 to 5 people streaming. In fact, sometimes on like the Runeterra section, I'll be like the 6th or 7th person down, and even that means I'm not getting many people clicking into me. I do this here so that way they can't eat my 3/3 this turn. The rally from Lucian is just so powerful. This was actually my opponent's turn to attack, you can see here, but I had a rally from killing one of my things for beating them down. Yeah, and a lot of things like that, Draken. It's funny, you know, now that this is my full-time job, Christy and I often joke that, like, my time spent losing a bunch of money traveling to play SCG tournaments was kind of like my unpaid internship, right? So, like, for people that aren't familiar with my background, I spent the better part of 3 years traveling to play in a bunch of paper Magic tournaments, which is how I gained some notoriety from that on Twitch here, because people knew me from that. And when I say lose money doing that, I was doing well in those tournaments. There were multiple years where I finished in the top, there were 2 of the 3 years I played, I finished in like the top 5 players on the circuit. They just don't pay a lot of money and traveling's expensive. About broke even the 3 years I spent traveling to play a ton of Magic. I had fun though. Like, I was doing it because it was fun. It was something I enjoyed. So, when something dies this turn, Lucian's gonna rally and give us another attack. And this is guaranteed to die, because it's Ephemeral. I actually never won an SCG Open, Ryder. I actually hold the title for most SCG Open top 8s without a win. Not that it's a great title that you really want to hold on to. That's not even good enough, Scamos. You have to have some kind of initial, like, you can be good at games and good at streaming, and no one's ever gonna find you if you only have 0 to 1 viewers at the bottom of a game category, because that's just not how people watch Twitch. You have to be both of those things and also get a lucky break from somewhere. And like I said, my initial viewership break in a way was because of the SCG tour. And even dang it, Bobby. We were so close, chat. We were so close. We're literally 1 point of life off. Neverglade Collector leaves us at 13. Yeah. Yeah, like, people in chat complaining about Hush. I think it's good that Hush exists in the format to counter things like this. I think it's good that there's another Endure counter in the format. Razor close game there. Maybe I could have kept myself a life total higher somewhere. Yes, card was good, so we complain about card balance. So Bark Beast with Stalking Shadow sound good. These are really slow. How did my start go? So my channel has been I've been a Twitch partner. Just to tell you how slow it is, even like I was very lucky to have a break to get into Twitch to be successful. And to tell you my journey, my Twitch channel's been a Twitch partner for almost 6 years. I was streaming for over a year before I got partner, and I was very lucky to get partner in a year because of my tournament background. And then past that, I've only been streaming as a full-time job for 2.5 years. It's been a long, slow grind, chat. It's been a long, slow grind. And like I said, for a long time, I was streaming because I loved playing games and talking about them while I played. That was just what I was interested in doing. When my oldest son was born, my job had less benefits than my wife's job when my oldest son was born. So, I quit my job to be a stay-at-home dad, and she kept hers. And then, in between diaper breaks and changes, if you go, like, way back on my YouTube channel, like 5-6 years ago, you'll see me, like, take breaks and change diapers or make bottles and stuff in between. Because I'm just, like, playing games while my kid was there. Yeah, that's also true. I also think it was easier to start 6 years ago. And I had a foot in the door, basically, right?
Can't fight on an empty stomach.
Yeah, that's true. Blessing in disguise, MTGO would give you plenty of time to change a diaper in between games. That's definitely the case. God, Cursed Keeper is so good with Stalking Shadows. Who's my oldest sub? I actually don't think I knew Matt when I first started streaming on Twitch, if I go back and check the timeline. Oh, right, I'm gonna get the Shark back here, too. That's sick. I forgot about Sharky. And honestly, like talking, I think being able to like talk through my plays and read chat while I do it is one of my biggest strengths as a streamer. And honestly, I feel like it's been hard to grow in Magic because the gameplay in Magic has been so linear and had so few in-game choices for their last few sets that it just hasn't allowed me to use my greatest strength, because a lot of the games of Magic these days don't really have interesting decisions to make. Like Runeterra, there's so many cheap cards and there's so many permutations that each turn can go through that there's always a lot to talk about. Like here, like look at this turn, right? I've got 5 mana and 5 cards in my hand. What's the ideal way to put all of these together, right? Like there's so many ways that this turn can work out. Like so like they're probably gonna attack after I play my next card, so I get 1 card to play here, or a burst card. So maybe I want to Stalking Shadows into Doom Beast here is probably the line. That's my opinion on singleton formats. I think they're neat. I think singleton formats don't really appeal to me personally, but I think one of the greatest strengths of card games in general is having lots of ways to play them, and I'm glad singleton gives people a way to play games that they enjoy. The lack of mana variance is the reason I feel why there's so many decisions in Runeterra. I think that's actually too simplistic. I think the reason why there's so many decisions in Runeterra actually runs way deeper than that. It's not only just the lack of mana, not only just the lack of resource variance, but you're drawing more cards in Runeterra than you are in Magic. You're getting your mana back each turn. Your things can attack and block all of the time. So there's just like, there's so many more opportunities to make choices because you have more resources at all these points. Yeah, like not only are you drawing twice as many cards, but none of them are blanks. I think I'm blocking here. I think I actually want to Fading Memories this. I think having this as a piece of reach here in my hand when they're at 5 sounds really good. Yeah, I think so, Lanik. You got to the same place I did. Well, so we're dead? Are we dead? We're pretty fucking close to dead. That's brutal. So they had a rally there, which lets them attack again here. So Runeterra requires more skill. In my opinion, I think Runeterra is currently more skill testing than Magic on average, yes. I think Magic, by virtue of being an older game, has some skill in some other spots, like, for example, God, getting to rally and level Z here is so brutal. Yeah, if I'm playing around specifically Rally there, I should definitely play Doom Beast first. I think we're dead, huh? I guess I can pick apart their board a little bit. I can do this into Caretaker and, like, pick off 2 other things. They've got 2 cards in their hand, so probably dead. I have 2 blockers left afterwards. Oh, I do have Shark coming back. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I can force some medium blocks on their part. Yeah, killing Bird and Witch here for sure.
Strength and grace, beauty in the blade.
I assume they're going to open on attacks and kill us next turn. They have to block at least one of our things here, though, or they die.
Taste the glory.
Yeah, I don't know how we're beating this. Yeah, just like down to their last card. Feeling a little bit of kind of how our deck's a little bit clunky there. You kind of feel it. Definitely got brutalized by the rally there a good bit. It let them level their Zed. It let them use their quick attack challenger to kill another one of our things. We needed, yeah, I mean, like, and you like saw their deck, right? Like, Runeterra games often have both players with a lot of cards in hand. Their deck ran itself down to its literal last resource to win that game, and we had a ton left. But we didn't have anything to help us survive to get to use it. Yeah, honestly, Felcro, the last time we played this archetype, Hecarim was a conclusion that, like, Hecarim did not feel worthwhile. For people that are new to the channel, I usually don't just take random feedback shouted at me in chat to change decks. This stream tends to be more structured than most Twitch streams. So, this is the last deck we're playing today, but generally speaking, at the start of the stream, there'll be a bunch of decks listed in my stream title, and that'll be the decks I intend to play in the order in which I intend to play them. And then I play each deck for about 60 to 90 minutes, and then we move on to the next one. Most of the decks we play here are viewer submissions. You can see which decks are coming up in the deck queue on my website. Deck of the day for Runeterra. So far, unless this one has a big change in the second half, I think the Diana Vi deck that we played before this felt really, really good. It's gonna be one that I'm gonna work on some more. So Trundle has regeneration here. So unlike most units in this game, he picks his health back up. So can't block him here, because he'll just gain it back. Well, could block him, but not smart to do so. This has Scout, so I'm going to start the turn by attacking with it, because Scouts give me another combat step if I only attack with them to start. If they want to bump into here like this, this is fine, because now I have another combat step, and my Fleet Feather can hit this, which is nice.
We fight for one Freljord.
Okay, so I have 6 mana altogether. I think I'm just playing Remembrance. Or maybe I'm supposed to not play Remembrance because I want to be able to single combat this in the event that they have a combat trick to save it. So I think I do this and then leave myself to... Yeah, I could Remembrance cheaper post-combat too, which is nice. This gets cheaper for everything that dies in a turn. Oh, you know what? I should totally Haunted Relic, right? Yeah, I should Haunted Relic here because this makes Remembrance cheaper. There's some upside to holding this for post-Everglade Collector, but resource efficiency here is probably better than that.
Stand and defend.
Okay, and this is perfect. So we get to do this. Blow out their Vile Feast and kill their Trundle. And then these two are gonna die, and I get to Remembrance here nicely. I think I should have done this, maybe. I don't know, it's close. Getting the Ephemerals down this turn would have been better for Hecarim, but Hecarim, again, I just haven't leveled him yet. He's like nowhere near leveling. Makes him feel kind of like a tough sell. I feel like Hecarim's a champion that could maybe use a redesign or like a retooling. Probably not a redesign. I think his overall design is probably fine, but his power level's definitely low.
Bow to your king.
Yeah, maybe he's just, like, fine as a 5-drop. Okay, so I have 7 mana all together here. Even if I make 3 Ephemerals here, my Hecarim's still not leveling. And honestly, I probably don't have room to attack with that many Ephemerals. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Neverglade Collector here. Yeah, I like a lot of what this deck is doing, and the ephemeral things in general seem mostly fine. Yeah, the lack of space with Hecarim is definitely something that's real. That being said, if we hit them low here, they have a Frostbite, Harsh Winds. Harsh Winds would not be great. It would gain them 7 here. Favorite deck so far in the new set? Something with Diana. I don't know what, but Diana's definitely my favorite champion.
Shiver in your boots.
Ready for deployment.
Nah, Diana's definitely taken my favorite spot. Definitely prefer Diana to Lulu at this point. Oh, they get to hook my Neverglade Collector here with Vulnerable now.
Stand together.
Huh? You know what? I messed up. I should have played this last turn to drain them for 3. It's a pretty big mistake. I should have put them to 2, and then I could have killed them this turn with Doom Beast, right? Dude, this was a good draw. BBG's been playing a build of Diana Vi. Okay, I haven't caught him playing that. I'll have to look at what he did. The build we started with today was an independent creation, so I'm interested to see where we end up lining up. Yeah, I think so. 1000% need this card. This is their loose condition. Is Neverglade Collector. And they know it, that's why they're killing it aggressively. Okay. Hey, Disoriental. Afternoon.
Lovely day for a battle.
Atrocity in their deck is something. I mean, fair's fair, Hecarim was very reasonable that game, right? That being said, the opponent we were playing against in that game was more controlling, so it kind of makes sense that Hecarim was able to pull us through there. So Johnny, Swain... I keep Neverglade Collector. Mulligan these, looking for some cheap things to pair with Caretaker. Awkward. Hey, good games, Melds. Good luck with the rest of your lettering today. Definitely feeling some of that clunk in the trunk again here, right? Yeah, especially, like, post-Crimson Awakener nerf. Like, Vlad wasn't even really good enough when Crimsons were better.
These old eyes still
And since they made them worse... Oh, yeah. In.
Nothing escapes my watch.
Thanks for letting me use my mana.
Signal fire.
Spend 2 to draw a card. In. Oh, I forgot to attack. Was that my attack? I think I forgot to attack. Whatever. I was just excited to have something to do, chat. Don't judge me. So if I do this, I can Remembrance this turn.
Everyone's a garden.
Yeah, I agree, Snark. I feel like I need more to do on turns 1 and 2, especially.
Grow follows.
Especially because, like, this isn't, like, this is a 2-drop that isn't played on 2 either.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
Yeah, Kalisto's a fine card. Alright, and we're gonna get a chance maybe for Hecarim to shine here. We're gonna get to go Collector into Hecarim. Yeah, Butcher's another cheap card that you can't play on curve.
This one's on the house.
I think I'm fine with them killing this.
Who's gonna close up?
If they're killing this, maybe they're less likely to kill Hecarim.
But from every fallen, a new seed.
Yeah, deal, you got him. Lose a life.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Shadow approaches.
What's the odds on Bannerman hitting? 100% because I'm a professional.
Do not see. Let's talk about your tab.
Rude. It's fine, we got more where that came from.
My step, please.
I have 2/7 mana here. It's a Doom Beast, not bad.
Carved from the savage cold.
A symbol worth fighting for.
Ride onward.
I think I need to play this out to block Swain here.
How about another round? Don't back down.
Pretty happy to trade these, I think. I think I just let this eat that and then play Doom Beast with my mana as opposed to Glimpsing. Is it possible that Glimpse isn't good in this deck? It's definitely felt super awkward so far today.
I'll take him dead or near enough. Destination in sight. Bring these lands to their knees.
Well... Swain is still, like, really far off of leveling this turn at least. We got that going for us. Yeah, I think those are probably the best Twisted Fate decks, Innuendo. The one where you just, like, play them as a value/burn card. And then sometimes you just randomly level him. Okay, Dubs Neverglade Collector could steal this game for sure. Wow, I can't believe they didn't attack us yet. That's so good for us.
Everyone's a god.
Oh, they're gonna flock us. That makes sense. He's not gonna level yet, at least. Yeah, I guess I glimpse. I'm like out of Neverglade collectors now, though, so like. That I feel like that was our avenue to maybe win this game, and it's now gone.
Darken the sky.
We have any outs here? This is gonna level next turn. Doesn't feel like it. So I feel like my conclusions on playing this are very similar to my conclusions the last time we played this, which is that the Hecarim is just not very good. Single combat is okay. Two of that's probably fine. The Lucian part of the deck feels good when you get it up and running. The problem is that, similar to how the Jinx decks tend to play out, the games where you don't see Lucian really don't feel super good. And I think the answer to that is probably Kalista. This card has, Kalista has a similar level up condition. This card's not nearly as powerful as Lucian when we get going, but I think she's fine. I do think that Stalking Shadows here especially is a really big pickup for these Shadow Isle aggro decks. We had played some Targon Shadow Isles, and this card is very good, not only with giving you reach in the form of getting Doom Beast and stabilizing your life total, but in this more kill your creatures based build, it's very good with Cursed Keeper too, right? I also really love that Shark Chariot's a card that's really powerful when you get it going, but like sucks otherwise. It's really a 2 or a 10 card, and I feel like Stalking Shadows lets us have the ability to leverage a card like this on occasion, but not need to play 3 of them, because we can still kind of impulse to find it a little bit more consistently. So I feel like I would rather make this like a Shadow Isles aggro deck that like plays Lucian, as opposed to being a Ephemerals deck that tries to go up into Hecarim. And, like, the advantage of being an aggro deck that pressures people more also means that, like, seeing a Sentinel of Light here is a card you don't have to be embarrassed playing more of, so you have another avenue to level Lucian super consistently with it. I think you probably play Kalista. Honestly, this might be a deck where you just don't play Remembrance because it's so expensive. Like, playing Remembrance on 3 isn't great, and the games where you're making it really cheap, you probably would rather be, just doing other things with your mana, like you're already ahead when it's cheap. So, yeah. And guys, something like this, as opposed to going big to Hecarim, it'll help you in the aggro matchup a little bit more too, so you care about clunk up a little bit less. Let's play a game or two. We're only going for an hour. Let's play a game or two with the change and see if that feels the way we just talked about. Hapless, Curse Keecher, and like playing something like Hapless Aristocrats, we're talking about Glimpse feeling awkward, make something like Glimpse feel less awkward. The Fearsome Nightfall, that's a Targon card. Oh, Fearsome Nightfall. Oh, are you talking about... You want this? Nah, I don't think so. I want a unit I can play on 1 that's, like, good with my Bark Beast and good with my Glimpses and good with Blighted Caretaker. Oh, I'm at 39 cards. Just the extra Haunted Relic, huh? Stygian. Oh, that card does. No, yeah, I don't like that. I'll learn card names eventually. Yeah, like, look at this. Real decks have curves, right? Hey, thanks for the 2 months, Nothern. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm gonna look in the Relic for now. Keep the rest of these. It's easier to justify keeping Neverly Collector in your opener in the aggro matchup when the rest of your deck is cheaper cards. Probably just play Shark Chariot on 2 here, so that way we can Blighted Caretaker on R3 and bring it back. I think is the plan. Yeah, we have plenty of those. Yeah, exactly, Snark. Blighted, because we're playing Hapless Aristocrat, Blighted actually gets to be a 3-drop, which is nice. Like, this hand, in the build we were playing previously without Hapless, it doesn't do anything, right? And now I get to do this and keep the board in check. Don't forget, you can cut a land because you dropped the curve of your deck. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so don't want to attack these into the 3-3, but I can trade these off for their 2-1s, which is nice. Get our Shark Chariot back here. And then pretty good curve here. We'll get to go Hapless Aristocrat, bank 3 spell mana, play Blighted Caretaker next turn. No, I would classify this as an aggressive deck. Take my Spirit Dragon. Playing this out next turn does mean that I won't be able to do Neverglade Collector before it, but I can Caretaker before the 3rd one, or Collector before the 3rd one, so that's fine.
Chosen of the moon.
We open our hearts to her gentle light.
I cannot turn back.
Alright, do I single combat her? No, she's only killing that. Deal. Was that a good draw?
Push back the darkness.
Was that a good draw?
There you go. Embrace the darkness.
Even a full moon has- Find your path in the dark and follow no
That's rude.
false light.
Punish for not single combating last turn.
They grow up so fast. The grove follows. The guilty will bend.
Oh, I should have single combated. Oh, I'm so dumb.
Need more coffins.
I forgot the shark was coming back. I should have single combated the shark. I'm dumb. I didn't single combat the shark because I didn't see it until I clicked OK. Should definitely have done that.
Proud warriors of the sun's true light.
Okay, so now we rallied. So if they don't attack right now, I get to attack first and use these to hook these two. Which is probably not something they want. So now they have to decide. They haven't given this challenger yet.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Jacob. You're hungry? Well, I don't have any food down here, dude. Super hungry. I bet if you tell your mom you're super hungry, she can help you out.
So, I don't know how he do them. Well, Mommy, where you guys out? Well, just he be. Oh,
Mommy sleepy.
well, he won't sleepy. I
Go get something to eat, dude.
so.
Those have been down here a long time. Can you actually take these upstairs and throw them in the garbage? They're very old. Don't eat them. If you want chips, there's chips upstairs. Wait, did my opponent just pass?
Can't do better. Well, sometimes.
They grow up so
That can't be real, right?
I'd be really hungry, Daddy.
So go upstairs and get something to eat, dude. You're a big, capable 5-year-old. They must have a combat trick, right? Oh, I get my shark chariot back here too.
mercy for heretics.
Get to make up for a single combat mistake.
Our light grows brighter.
Well, it's actually
If you need help with something, bud, you can ask Mom for help. It's okay. Yeah, it feels like that pass was huge. I'm not quite sure why they passed to me, but it was a big deal. They get to like hook and kill my Lucian here, but at the very least, they get to hook and kill Lucian, but that's fine. What was the opponent's line? They could have attacked me after I rallied and got the choke in. Instead, they just passed and let me attack them first for some reason. Alright, we're running out of gas now, though. Lenari Priestess left over, which is like kind of scary.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
He can in fact block
Missed your
now.
chance to run.
So if this invokes something large, which it's pretty likely to do,
Hush, evening approaches.
I get 3 looks.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night. When others threaten, we must take action.
Okay.
Chosen of the moon.
We open our hearts to her gentle light.
Yep.
I'm what nightmares fear.
What once was two, now is one.
Yeah, I don't... I think I'm gonna be done with this one. Like, even with the more aggressive slant of this build, I kind of feel like what we end up with is just like a worse version. Maybe we're supposed to try and lean more into the Hecarim, but yeah, this build is like I feel like what I've ended up on here is probably just a worse version of They Who Endure. Which, speaking of, if you're not playing this card in your They Who Endure deck, you should play 3 of it. So, alright, at any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. I will catch all of y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Tomorrow morning, I will not be live tomorrow afternoon. I'm doing a shorter stream tomorrow. So I am still planning to do a little bit of Runeterra, but I'm doing exactly, if I could spell schedule, exactly 1 Magic and 1 Runeterra deck, both tomorrow earlier in the day. So Runeterra will start about 12:30 or so. I'm going to do 11 to 2. If you're new from the Runeterra section of Twitch, thanks for dropping by today. I stream full-time here and do Runeterra stuff almost every single day. You can check out my website and my YouTube channel. I do all constructed. Everything gets cut up into like 1 to 2 hour segments and posted in both of those places. I'll catch all of y'all around. Everybody stay safe out there. Peace, folks.